What's good, everybody? It's your boy Hoodie Q-Tip, and the WNBA All Star Reserves were announced, so we're going to talk about that. Again, I said we, but I mean me. First off, we're going to start with the reserves that were announced. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about the stats that they've had this season, and then we'll get into whether or not there were snubs or some players that were on the brink of making it, why they may not have made it, things like that. All right. So we're starting off. We're going to go in alphabetical order. Sonya Citrone is the first reserve named. She's averaging 14, 5, and 2 on 46, 38, 87 splits, shooting splits, I should say. Major shout out to her. Being an all star in your rookie season is not something that is like considered normal. I know we've seen it more recently, and we've seen it with some all time greats in the past. And I think that just says a lot about Sonya Citron and how good she's been um, from the start, and how poised she's been, how balanced she's been, and how efficient as well. A big thing in this, I feel like, is efficiency and how important is efficiency to certain coaches, certain players, certain media, things like that. Um, she's got a beautiful game. Loved her game since Notre Dame. Always been super high on her. Also, thought she was really underrated. So really happy to see her make All Star in her first season. Skylar Diggins, 18.6 assists on 45, 42, 80 shooting splits. Another great season for Skylar Diggins. Again, like I said in the past video, one of the greatest point guards to play in this league. Just continues to get better. Super competitive. Wants to win at all costs, and can't take anything away from her. Um, Her team, the Storm, is playing really well. So they've got 3 All-Stars. There's another one that will be named later down this list. But again, the efficiency is something that I look at. 42% from the 3-point line, with the amount of attention that she gets and the kind of shot. I mean, I wouldn't say they're super difficult threes like some other players, but to shoot 42% from three is a really good mark. Um, so shout out to her. The next up is Ryan Howard. Now, this is where we get into efficiency talks. Ryan Howard is averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on 39, 29, 79 shooting splits. Now, I will say certain players' games are never going to have like those super efficient seasons or super efficient um, totalities. Like in totality of their careers, their efficiency might not look great. Um, but I think that's also a testament to the players that have the ball in their hands a lot and are able to be efficient. Like I said with Skylar Diggins, like I said with Sonya Citron, a player like Paige Beckers, like players that have the ball in their hands a lot are still super efficient with the ball because, it's cool to go out and shoot tough shots and make tough shots, but it's better to make shots and take shots that you are comfortable taking. If the defense is like, oh, we'll live with that, on 50% of your shots, you're not winning the battle. You're not creating an advantage. And I'm not saying that that's Ryan Howard. I'm just saying when I look at efficiency, those are the kinds of things that I'm looking at. And I do believe she still should have been an all star, but sometimes the efficiency is the reason that keeps you from being an all star or has people question whether or not you should have been an all star, in my opinion. Um, Kiki Iriafin, she's averaging 12 points, 8 rebounds, 46% from the field, 78% from the free throw line. The last couple of weeks haven't been as great as her first 4 to 5 weeks were, I would say. I think that a little bit of that has to do with Shakira Austin playing a lot better and just being healthy and being on the court. And also like teams and coaches and schemes just, trying to stop her from being as effective as she was early on in the season, which makes sense. You don't want rookies to come out here and just dominate the league and things like that. I've seen some people thinking that maybe she shouldn't have been an all star, or maybe her and Sonya only got the all stars because they're rookies and people want to get them in the game. I think they've played really, really well this season. I think they've played at an all star level for most of the season. The players that they got in over, we'll talk about later. But I'm not mad at them getting in over them because I feel like they've been just as good, if not better. Um, Kelsey Mitchell, 19 points per game on 45, 37, 71 shooting splits. Um, Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell because there was a few years where she should have been an all-star and just couldn't get over the hump because of how bad the team was. And now she's in a position where her team is so good that she's the third all-star and no one is batting an eye because she's like that's just because that team is getting 3 all-stars. they should be getting 3 All-Stars. Like, that's how good she is. She's been really efficient from the field. She's been really efficient from three. Probably want to get better at the free throw line. 71 is not a good percentage for a guard or a player of her, or a scorer of her caliber, I should say. But really impressed with what she's done, especially with Caitlin Clark being out for a good chunk of this season. She's been amazing. Kelsey Plum averaging 20 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists on 37, 33, 90 shooting splits, 37 for field goal percentage. Again, this is one of those players that shoots a lot of tough shots, causes a lot of attention, seeks a lot of attention from the defense. So it makes sense that they aren't super efficient, but again, you would want them to take better shots. So Kelsey Plum deserves to be an All-Star despite the efficiency, but I would like to see the efficiency jump, or the efficiency get to a point of where, you're helping your team more than you're hurting your team on certain nights. Angel Reese, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 3.8 assists per game, 1.8 steals per game, shooting 40, 26, 79 splits. Maniac defender, great at getting out in passing lanes, great at rebounding the ball, as everyone knows. She's been better at playmaking this year. Has had a triple-double, had a couple other games where she's had over 5 assists. So she's showing a lot of different elements to her game that people weren't really giving her credit for. The one thing, again, I feel like I've said this with almost every player, but the efficiency has to get better, especially a player of her caliber and a player that's in the post 90% of the time. Like, obviously, she's taking more threes this year, and she's trying to step out. But I feel like you step out and shoot those shots once other players can't take away that post play. Like, they're forced to double team you down there, and then that's when you step out and take that jumper. But it's still an All-Star nonetheless. Kayla Thornton, first All-Star appearance. Shout out to her because um, when she's been healthy, she's been the go-to player for the Valkyries. She's averaging 14 points. I rounded up 15 and 7 on 39, 28, 82 splits. For her, the efficiency, while it may not be good, I think the context matters sometimes. Context matters in this being like her first season, being a first option or a second option, whatever option you want to call her on offense. She's one of the top options on offense. This is the first time she's ever had to do that, and she's still been really effective, and she's still helped her team win many games. She's still been really good defensively, and she's been huge for their team in terms of energy, effort, all those things, leadership. Yeah, so she definitely deserves to be an All-Star. Shout out to Caitlin Thornton. Sorry about that. Shout out to Caitlin Thornton for making her first All-Star team. Courtney Williams, averaging 13, 4, and 6, rounding a few of those up. 1.6 steals per game, 41, 38, 76 shooting splits. Not bad efficiency-wise. She's had a couple of down games of recent. But I trust her. I trust her game. I trust her skill level. I trust what the Lynx do offensively. I trust Cheryl Reeve to get her in the right spots, to get her back in a rhythm. What she does for this team almost is like I don't say almost. What she does for this team is huge, because she's able to play the point guard. She's able to also be the 2 guard at times. She's able to be the first creator, and she's able to be a great perimeter scorer when need be. So definitely want to give a lot of credit to her. She's continued to reinvent herself year after year. With the Sun, she was a 6th woman. Then she went to the Dream, was the quote unquote star player there, and then went back to the Sun, was a starter, and now comes to the Lynx, and has been a pivotal piece on the team that nearly won the championship last year. So definitely want to give a lot of credit to her. Gabby Williams, the one that I've been screaming all season, is an All-Star. I also believe will be All WNBA, and I also believe will win Defensive Player of the Year. She's averaging 13 points, 4.7 assists, 4.7 rebounds, 2.6 steals, and on 43, 34, 78 shooting splits, career highs in points, assists, steals, 3-point percentage. Yeah. So definitely deserves to be an All-Star. Definitely deserves to be in conversations for All WNBA, because she's been that good. And I know numbers don't always tell the story. You just have to watch the Seattle Storm to see how important Gabby Williams truly is to the Seattle Storm team and how good she is defensively. Uh, she's phenomenal. And if you don't remember what she did to Team USA and in the Olympics as a whole, go back and watch it because she nearly carried that France team to a gold medal. So definitely want to give Gabby Williams her flowers. She deserves to be an All Star. This is her first time ever being an All Star. This is her first full season in the W in a few years. So definitely happy to see that for her. Last reserved is Jackie Young. She's averaging 17, 4, and 3 on 43, 31, 90 shooting splits. This is about the field goal percentage is about around the normal for Jackie Young, but the 3-point percentage has continued to drop since 2 years ago when she shot 45, 44%, I want to say, where she led the league in percentage. It's been dropping since then, so I'm hoping at some point that 3-point shot starts to, come back to life a little bit. But everybody knows what Jackie Young can do. She's super versatile, can play 1 through 3, maybe 1 through 4 on any given night. Can guard 1 through 4 on any given night. Super versatile, super skilled, um, quiet assassin in a way. Yeah, deserves to be on the All-Star team for sure. Now we're going to get to some snubs or potential snubs. I'm not going to say everyone that I name is snubs. I'm just saying these are some of the names that came to my mind off the top of my head. Not saying that they should be on or that they should be on instead of somebody else. These are just the names. Bree Jones was the first name that popped in my mind. I thought she was going to make the team, but it's also not every team can get 3 All Stars on one team, so I can understand it a little bit. Bree Jones is averaging 14 and 8 on 51% shooting from the field. Um, she's been able to shoot the 3 ball a little bit this year. She's been super consistent. She's been, I would say, the second most consistent player on the team this year behind Alicia Gray. Um, and she's just been a huge anchor. Like she's probably been, I don't want to say she's been the biggest acquisition over the offseason because I would have to think about all the players that got picked up over the offseason. But she's got to be in that top 3 or 4 of like best acquisition offseason. Um, we also have Natasha Cloud, who's averaging 9, 4, and 6.5, which is third in assists in the league. Her efficiency has been down this season. So I think that plays a part in why she didn't make the All Star team this year. Um, I'm sure she's a little upset just because she's finally on a team that is like in a position to where 3 All Stars on the team makes sense. Unfortunately for her, she did not make it. De'Erica Hamby is another player who I thought had a potential of making an All Star team, but again, when you have a team that's not winning a ton, it's hard to get them 2 All Stars. Like you're probably going to be able to get 1, but getting 2 is kind of tough. Um, even though the Mystics got 2 and they're towards the bottom half, but I think they're like 7 or 8 right now, which would be ahead of the Sparks. De'Erica Hamby's averaging 17, 7, and 4, 2 steals, and 2 steals, and then she's shooting 53, 27, and 61 shooting splits. The 3-point shot has kind of dwindled down as years have gone by, but she's been kind of up and down 3-point shooter through her career. So that's not super surprising, but 53% from the field is really good considering she's an undersized forward. She's playing in the post a lot, and she's getting the best post defender on any given night. So yeah, De'Erica Hamby definitely has an argument for being an all-star. Brittany Sykes averaging 18, 4, and 4.6, 36, 37, 30, 78 shooting splits. I think the shooting splits kind of hurt you here when you have another guard on your team that's shooting 46, 38, 87, and they're a rookie. I think that gives them the edge, even if their counting stats aren't as high as yours. And they were able to get some wins with Brittany Sykes being out. So I think that helps Sonia Citron's case a little bit. But that's no disrespect to Brittany Sykes at all. She's a great defender. She's taken massive leaps on offense over the past couple of years. So nothing but love for her. Arike didn't make the All-Star team. She's averaging 16 points on 36, 30, 93 splits. Again, efficiency talks, tough shots. If you're not making those tough shots, the numbers look really bad. Asare Stevens, 14 and 8 on 51, 38, 76 shooting splits. It's going again. If De'Erica Hamby wasn't going to make the All Star team, Azare probably doesn't make it. But both of them have been really good. They've been All Star level. They just haven't won enough games for them to be that. Um, and then Kayla McBride, she's averaging 15 on 44, 40, and 98 splits. Great shooter, always been a great shooter, always been a really good scorer. Super underrated, I feel like, for her position. Um, but I think her missing a few of the first couple of games just didn't really give her the opportunity to be that All Star. So if you needed to pick a second one, it was probably between Alanda Smith, Courtney Williams, and then her. And I think they went with Courtney Williams just because she's the guard. She has a huge load on offense, and then she's been super consistent up until I would say the last week and a half or so. Um, but yeah, those are the reserves. Those are who I think people could think were snubs. Let me know if there were any players that y'all think should have made the team. If there were players that made the team that you think shouldn't have made the team, let me know what you think the draft will play out like. Who would you draft first? Who would you draft as a whole, actually, because me and Bryce will be doing that on Tuesday on the Hoodie and the Headband. So check that out on Multiplicity Media. We'll be drafting our WNBA All Star teams as the captains, as our captains of ourselves. So we'll still be able to draft either Caitlin or Nafisa Collier. So make sure you tap in to see that. We have some stuff dropping on the Hoodie and the Headband TikTok this week and in the coming days that WNBA fans are going to want to see. So make sure you're tapped into that. Make sure you're tapped in with me. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to hear more. Let me know what you want to hear less. It is what it is. All right. I'll be back. Thank you guys.